Howdy ho, neighborino. Let's go up to the mill. Oh shit. Oh man. Hey Paul. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Making good progress. I started working on the history of the saints today. Good, good. Pacing's a pilgrimage town after all. What sort of mural are you creating, Magdalene? I believe Klaus was planning on a fresco. Then paint the fresco over it. Well, I'll start with the intonatio and then paint the fresco over it so that I have a clear consistency. Ah, I see. Do you have enough plaster? The Rathaus wall is so large. I was worried it wouldn't stay wet for long. Aw, I had to pet that dog. Since when did the town miller know so much about art? It's been an interest of mine since childhood. My father disapproved. After my mother and I left tasting, we stayed with their family for a few months before we heard what happened. Your father's friend, Andreas. He encouraged me to draw. While we were away, I studied in my uncle's library. I've collected books about various art styles since we returned. I had no idea, Paul. Why didn't you want to paint the mural yourself? I'm not nearly as skilled as you or your father. I know I had my doubts about you taking on the project, Magdalene, but you're the most skilled artist in tasting. After your father, of course. Well, anyway, I'm glad the mural's going well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting. I haven't had much time with Anna as usual. Anna. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to say take time off because he's actually a forward thinker. Is the council working on something new? We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tasing. The idea's had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. Let's be a bitch. I can't imagine why. I'd certainly love it if my neighbors nose their way into my house every year. It's a matter of safety, Magdalene. The old widow's house was practically falling apart before she died. That wasn't even her house. Like, fuck off. This would help protect those in Tasting who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Wait, did Ottilia die? The old widow. Widows like Agnes. Or Gret. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. Well, why don't, instead of having yearly checks, have like an open thing of just being like, hey, if you're widowed or something, if like, uh, you can go to town hall and be like, hey, can I have someone inspect my like shit? Instead of just being able to like invade everyone's house once a year. Imagine spring will come before anything's actually done. I better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Andreas. Hello. You can call me Magdalene, Andreas. Man. Magda works too. Magda. There you go. What are you up to today? Drawing. Anything interesting? No. Secrets. Oh, I see. I'll leave it to you then. Hell yeah, let's pet the dog. There's so many pet the dog, pet the pet features in games. I kind of like it, and it also kind of feels just like it's a marketing like buzz thing. Like, oh, you have to have that. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to have it. Let's say hi to Else first. Magdalene, dear, what brings you up the hill? Dad was telling me your family's been in tasting for hundreds of years. Oh, is this for the mural? I'm not sure I want to get mixed up in that. I won't depict your family specifically, if that helps. You're one of the few people who knows anything about the town after the Romans left. The Moors have been a pillar of tasting for generations, yes. Though I'm afraid I only know a little bit about them. And much of that I've heard from others. Leonard didn't care to talk about the past. I meant your family. The one you were born into. The one you were born to. Your family name was Caviezel, wasn't it? Oh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. I'm not surprised your father remembers to I can never say that. Cavazels. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I am the last of us left now. You say it's Caviezel, not Caviezelin? I've always been called Caviezel, as were my sister and mother, and her mother before her. My grandfather told me that Caviezels have lived in this area for hundreds of years. Perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. The Caviezels were pagans? Yes, the original Bavarian people, here even before the Romans. My grandfather said his grandfather told him the Caviezels resettled the town after the Romans left. Built their new home right on the spot where they had been living when the Romans arrived. Built their new home spot where they've been living. Huh. But that's just a story. How do you know any of it's true? I heard it from my family. Do you think they would lie? I think they could misremember, or forget, or, yes, lie. Why does the story need to be true? However true it may or may not be doesn't matter, Magda. It matters that I believe it, that it connects me to my ancestors. When I think of the ancient Caviezels, driven from their land, only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? I can kinda understand it. I think so. It's like when my dad tells me stories about courting my mom. I don't remember her face, but when he tells me about her smile, I can almost recall it. Yes. It doesn't matter whether you really remember. When I sing my sister's favorite songs to Ulrich, I may not know all the words anymore, but that's alright. Just as I may not know exactly how the Caviezels resettled tasting. What matters is that I feel close to her, and them, even though they are so far from me now. That is what stories are for, Magda. Now go on. You've got a mural to complete. Thank you, Elsie. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magda. Okay. We can talk to Anna a little bit. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Anna. How have you been? Oh, keep him busy. There's always plenty to do around the house. How is the mural coming? Paul mentioned your progress is quite impressive. I'm making steady progress. I think I'll be finished just before the new year. Oh, how wonderful. I'll have to bring Andreas and Ulrich by sometime to see your progress. We won't get in your way, of course. I'm sure they'd love to learn about the process. You're all more than welcome, but watch your step. There's plaster everywhere. I've just mixed a new batch to keep the wall moist. Ooh, I like a good moist wall. It's hard to maintain the right texture when it's so cold. I can't imagine. But similar problems when I helped my mother in the bakery. Rolling dough in winter was such a trouble. We had to throw out so many batches that wouldn't rise. Your discipline is admirable, Magdalene. You know, I was a real rascal back in the day. Skipped on work with my parents more times than I can count. So it wasn't... do we really think... But you're so hardworking, Anna. I can't imagine you making trouble. It's funny to consider, isn't it? I was a thief and scoundrel. Yeah, she stole the hat. It started with cakes from my mother's table, still hot from the oven. Soon it was silverware, mugs, trinkets I found around town. Ulrich's little hat once even belonged to Andreas Mahler. Oh shit. It's even been patched up a little bit. I didn't even realize that. Your father's friend. I stole it from his head. Of course, stealing is against the Lord's commandments. So my father would make me return everything if I hadn't eaten it already, and marched me to church to pray. Father Thomas grew accustomed to seeing me more often than Sunday mornings. I guess I get tired of saying, what changed? I grew out of the habit over time. I think I started to see why my parents had such a devotion to the Lord. Stealing was my way of acting out. But when the trouble started in town, I realized that my thieving wasn't doing any good. I decided I'd rather honor my father and mother, as God commands. It gives me grace with Andreas and Ulrich on the hard days, with the rest of the town too. Aw, Ulrich, I miss him. I think everyone can learn from your example, Anna. Hopefully from my present one, rather than my past. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure you have plenty of mural work to do. See you later. God bless you. I'll say hi to Ulrich. Magdalene. Hello, Ulrich. Hello. What are you doing? Watching. Very well. Keep up the good work. Work. Just like Mom. I will work now. Well, good talk. Good talk. Well, I want to go down the aqueduct. Can I? Oh, shit. Hi, Martha. Hey, Magda. But it's still so beautiful here, Martha. One more moment. Alright, take your time. Look at her nose. Hello, hello, Magdalene. Dad, look who it is. Good morning, Mistress Druckerin. Well, Martha, Carl, how are you today? I remember you when you were a baby. On our usual walk around town. November hasn't grown too cold yet. Dr. Stoltz says Dad needs to keep using the leg or the pain will get worse. I'm getting old. Not so old you can sit around and at home telling stories. You listen to your daughter, Carl. You young girls think you're my keeper, is that it? I've always been your keeper, Dad. No arguments from me there. Sounds like you have Martha to thank for your help. Given that the alternative is Werner, I'm glad to have something. Can't even find his ass with both hands. Dad. What? Anton would have made a better doctor than him. Anton. My poor boy. It's alright, Dad. Oh, he must have lost. So after he gave birth to Martha, like at the end of Act 2, him and his wife must have had tried for another kid, and I'm sorry, Carl. It's not your fault, Magdalene. Just a babe then. I can't. It's my fault that he died. It's not Dad. Right? We didn't. Well, then why does he have a picture? Because we didn't see him, right? No, it's not. He shouldn't have been with me that night. He shouldn't have. I was a fool. What happened? I know I was there, but all I remember is the flames. What a fire it was. The whole abbey. Oh shit, he was there. The whole abbey engulfed. I was bleeding. Anton. Wait, I do think I remember Anton. Try to drag me out of the fight. Then that godforsaken land schneck stepped between us. I hope he burns in hell. I can't imagine what that was like. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? 7 or so. Huh. Oh, so this is separate from, right? 7 or so. Someone brought Dad home in the middle of the night. It was dark, confusing. It was screaming outside. Mom and a couple of the men who brought Dad in were trying to patch up the wound, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. She keeps shouting, "Where's Anton? Where's Anton?" There's blood on the floor. Cried so much she threw up. I couldn't get you to stop. I couldn't understand where Anton had gone. Dad tried to explain, but... Martha, my dear, enough of that. I'm so sorry. How did you go on? Did I? I don't know. Some nights I think I'm still there. The Abbey's always burning. No, so it was... She was 7? Am I confusing these people? I think I am. My Helena passed not long after. I was left alone with Martha to care for. Wait for him to continue. I had to keep going for Martha, and somehow my daughter grew into a wonderful woman, despite it all. I suppose that was all Helena's doing. Dad, if I'm any good, it's because of you. Thank you for telling me about that night, Carl. Martha. Time doesn't heal, Magdalene, but does dull the ache. It's time we continue with the walk, Dad. Yes, dear. Feeling much more alive now. Be well, you two. El Cetra of St. Moritz has seen better days. It certainly has, hasn't it? Smell the anise on the breeze. It reminds me of when I was little. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry about that. I had to help Krista with like setting up work shit. See, by the time this episode airs, she's probably working with you. She's like doing her I-9 shit right now. Okay. Oh, can I like? Oh my god. I guess even though it's broken as shit, it's still locked. Interesting. Abbott house also locked. I mean, I guess that's not a fucking surprise. What did happen to the abbot? Did the abbot die? Like, I don't think I've actually heard what happened to him. I should talk to Sister Gertrude since she was a Benedictine nun at Curacao before the Poor Clares arrived. She would be able to tell me all about the Covenant's history of the mural. But wait, can I go to the shrine first? Just don't... Yeah, let me see. The Hand of St. Moritz. The Poor Clares take good care of it now that the Benedictines are gone. Huh. Guess that's it. That's a good hand. There's Gertrude. Here we are. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, sister. I have a favor to ask of you. Of course, Magdalene. I'll help however I can. I have a book, the Historia Tessae, and I can't read it very well. Can you help me translate it? Oh, I'm afraid my Latin isn't good enough to translate something like that. Its grammar structures are far too complex. I'm sorry, Magdalene. No one can help me. That's alright, sister. I'll have to find another way. There's one more thing, if you don't mind. It's about the Rathaus mural. Oh, did you need more paint? I believe I have enough galls stored away. No, thank you, sister. I have more than enough paint. I wanted to ask you about the history of Curacao, actually. I'd like to include the Abbey's founding and the history of of tasting saints to the Rathaus mural. I wrote to Reverend Matthew, since he lived at the Abbey, but wanted to see the place firsthand. Ah, Brother Matthew became a reverend, did he? He was always suited for such a role. But I don't suppose that's what you came up the hill for. You're curious about the saint's history, yes? Yes, I was hoping you could show me around the convent and tell me about its history. The poor Clares don't allow outsiders within the convent, even other women. Mother Francesca wouldn't like anyone coming in for such a worldly concern. Oh, who the fuck are you? I haven't met you before. Ugh, the old bag. Well, that makes my job difficult. Let me finish, Magdalene Druckerin. However, Mother Francesca always welcomes those who are considering joining the order. If a young woman sincerely considered joining the convent, she may be allowed to enter and observe the sisters. Who knows what else she may discover while contemplating the holy life, Ah, yes, I see. Touring the convent will take some time. Would you like to go see Mother Francisca now? I have other things to do first. Ooh, son of... Oh, son of Mousefanger! Hell yeah, hey Mousefanger! Aw, son of Mousefanger. Aw, it's fucking cute. This cat's so fucking cute. I love this cat. Prioress house. We'll meet her. Like, I can't go far into here, right? Yep, I can't go anywhere, actually. Alright, so this is gonna take some time, so let's... Yeah, let's go. Mother Francesca, I'd like to introduce Magdalene Drucker. The printer's daughter? Yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Oh, thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about, Sister Gertrude? You know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Drucker to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world and is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right. Yes. I wonder that you've never come up to the Abbey before, Mistress Druckerin. If God is calling you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. What brought this change on? Why are you interested in joining the Poor Clares? I've been stuck bearing kids for the rest of my life. Fuck. These options actually kind of suck. I'm worried that helping my father, running the shop alone, and finishing the mural are too much for me. Magdalene, you should not abdicate your worldly duties for fear of the unknown. However, I agree that working a printing shop and painting are not suitable duties for a woman. Fuck off! Thank God you have turned to us for help. It's no wonder you have felt overburdened by all of this. Please come. I'm happy to tell you more of our order. Okay. Our small convent used to be part of a larger Curacao double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the Poor Clares live far differently than the Benedictines that once lived here. We believe it is not ours to produce, and live solely on the alms of the community of Tasting, as they fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. We believe that the Lord called us into the life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around, get a feel for the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a laywoman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me, and we'll discuss your decision to join. Finally, I thought she'd never finish. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the Rathaus. Now, I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the aquarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop. Though no one uses that old shed anymore. Aw. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. Let's go to the chapel. Oh, whoa. This is the chapel where we all gather for mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. Sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but has represented the abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's a tower in the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was a Bergfried, a freestanding defensive tower. Oh, okay. Long before the structures became a monastery. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Hastings from attacks of spirit and steel for generations. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. The Lord Cassau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick the 11th or the 2nd. I can't tell. Only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Susan. Yes, the first lists the abbey's founding date. The Lady Cassau was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into the double monastery. We had the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting, even if the sisters were not here. Some record of what occurred would remain. Cassau is unique. A double monastery with two saints, one male and one female, to guard the town and abbey. Warren Forest. I don't think that's too odd. There's no use for it anymore, so they turned it into something else. Even before the Duke gifted. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? Well, we already knew that. It's fascinating to think that even before the Duke gifted it to the church, the fortification was founded by St. Moritz. The saints have a long history in these lands. Many things once thought lost are truly foundations to how we live. You are right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the Rathaus. I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Is there anything more we can ask her? God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. Where are you faring? The sisters and I have been praying since Father Thomas informed us of your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stoltz so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. Oh. It's thanks to you, really. Without reading Hildegard's Physica, I wouldn't have realized he was so badly hurt. Well, I'm glad she came in useful, although I wish it were not in such dire circumstances. I lit an extra votive candle for Saint Satya, so their prayer churches. Okay. See the local pain commander in St. Moritz is solely the food of dead of winter. That says the pain has gone down, but Dr. Stoltz is worried about a brain hemorrhage. Might have some xylem left in the herb hut. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tasking has provided. The church is the body of Christ, Magdalene. We are all one community and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. He sees beyond time itself. We are constricted by the present. I've been around long enough to see his fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Keep faith, Magdalene. I'll do my best. God bless you, sister. God bless you, Magdalene. Alright, Gertrude. She's nice. I mean, she did get me in here, to be fair. Oh, I'm Margaret. Hello, Margaret. It's Magdalene. Oh, Magdalene, God bless you. You don't normally come to convent alone. What brings you here? Not that you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. I had some spare time and thought I'd say hello. Oh, well, hello. It's good to hear your voice, though. I enjoyed it when outsiders visit the convent. Do you miss the outside world much, sister? Yes, sometimes. I miss the other Benedictine sisters, especially. She never admitted it, but Sister Elizabeth had the most wonderful voice. I always stood next to her if I could. Why stay then? Why didn't you leave when the Benedictines left Crisau? Truth be told, I was too frightened to leave. Crisau is my home. I didn't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. Learning the convent's ins and outs was hard enough. And if I went outside the... Yeah, she's fucking blind. That's very fucking tough. I know where everything is here, even if it's changed over the years. Sister Gertrude had already planned to stay, too. The garden always needed tending, and 2 hands make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefanger behind. Of course, she surely is Queen of Crisau. Has the convent changed very much since the poor Clares arrived? Yes, the food is simpler, and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and gardening is the same. Gertrude misses making ink for the scriptorium, but I've enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I should probably return to my chores. Of course, sisters. Apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. Oh, the kitchen. This is the kitchen. There's not anything that interesting here. Sister Marie and Sister Yesvow take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Okay, I'll talk to them. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. Shouldn't someone else be helping you, sister? No, the Almighty has given me a gift. Just as God gave Paul a thorn in his side, so too did he give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains Christ carried upon the cross. But didn't Christ die so that we don't have to suffer unnecessarily? In the next life, yes, but even said we would face hardships while we live on this earth. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. You are most welcome, child. Bless you. Alright, let's talk to Marie. Marie. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? No, sister. I'm learning more about the convent history so I can finish a mural in town. Ah, I see. The kitchen has been used for decades, longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Yesvow has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. To cause suffering to any living creatures is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights a ghost appears to cook by the fire. Appears to me by the cook fire. A lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Marie, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. A trick of the light. Moonlight must have gotten caught in the smoke from the fire. You thought you saw an apparition. Upon my vows, I swear I saw a figure rise to the ground at vigils. I was so frightened. I fell prostrate and prayed the Lord to save me. Dawn or dusk are the hours when the boundaries between the world and the spiritual, this world and spiritual world are the weakest. You may be the newest rivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath this foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. A Roman spirit might be a great addition to the mural. I don't know if the council would approve, though. Breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea. I don't like the idea of the whole Roman spirit thing. Doesn't sound that interesting. Convent courtyard. It's colder today. There's not much in the air that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Ugh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francesca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burdened, more like. I have to run around everywhere, gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside, where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyways? Snooping? Oh, don't let me get you in the way then. What an adventure. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home. I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores except when it's cold like this. One more question, Sister Benedicta. Have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything has been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius myself. Oh no. Who? Mauritius. Don't tell Mother Francesca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said that a Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tasing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. I wonder if this is a different retelling of Saint Maurice saving Tasing. Oh, maybe. I don't remember if the book mentioned any saints. Latin was hard to read. Anyway, Sister Marie said she saw a ghost. I thought it must be Mauritius trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his town being turned into an abbey, could he? What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well, I had it with me in the kitchen one day, and I, accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Oh my god, must be completely destroyed. Tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. I suppose it's better that the book got some use before it was lost forever. Besides, the story gives me ideas for the Rathouse mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francesca. God bless you, sister. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. The art studio. Interesting. This workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the Hand of Moritz. Looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on paintings, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. Okay. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said the Father clothed the lilies of field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Mother Francesca considers art a temptation to hedonism. Mother Francesca doesn't let us come in here, unless to put something in storage. I've come a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing. Paint pots, too. You think one of the sisters is secretly painting? Oh god, no. We all live too close together in the convent for something like that to go unnoticed. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyway. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. Such valuable paint, left to dry and crack on the palettes. Oh, what's this? There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. Looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says, the Mithraeum of Tasing had been destroyed by a flood. Oh, that's the word, Mithraeum. Mithraeum. That's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Wait, this might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why I would mention the Mithraeum. I don't know. It's not a word I've ever heard before. There's certainly nothing in the convent by that name. Well, the note says the Mithraeum was destroyed, so I suppose it doesn't matter much now. What's this? Little badges are beautiful. Hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. Oh, we have to go back to the main way. Okay. Got that. We've done that. Yeah, let's go to... Here's the Loquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francesca said, isolation is part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go into town sometimes, and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here, staring at these walls for the rest of my life. It doesn't seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much of her life here. It must seem like a boring life to her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. Better to leave while she has a future ahead of her. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Still, there may be some reason she chose to stay. I don't want her to overstep my bounds. You didn't always want to be a poor Clare, sister? No. Who would want to be a nun? My father promised me to the church as a baby, Some oath he swore where my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the Poor Clares this summer I turned 17. So sorry. No one should be forced into a life they don't want. We daughters are born to bear our family's legacy. Between our legs or on our backs, it doesn't matter. Damn. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. Ah, I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude, and even Sister Margaret. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Protected from the plague and the Protestant rebels. Used to be part of Christology. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities, at least once. Would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me. Not without art. I understand. You're dedicated your whole life to your work. You'd struggle to give that up now. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Oh, I didn't get anywhere fucking close with that. Your family just left you here. You don't know the sisters anything. I do though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me, and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe it'll get better in time. Maybe. I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francesca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francesca. She'll be wanting to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the Poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? I'm compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, Mother Francisca, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. Of course, I understand. Caring for your father is in itself a noble path. However, if your heart leads you back up the hill, the doors to the convent are always open to you. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of the old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Damn, I was hoping we could get her out. But it's okay, she can stay. Ah, Magdalene, how did your little expedition go? Well, I learned about the Poor Clares, but not as much about the history of the Abbey as I wanted. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tasing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tasing, and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Curacao was running out of money and patrons. The riots and fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside, other than charred wood and parchment. It might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Well, we did that. Oh yeah, we still have to go to the Gertner house. Oh yeah, we love Mousefanger. Well, that was, I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Curacao. And the illustrations from the manuscript, the Mithraeum. The Mithraeum. It was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey? Of Tasing? Must be written down somewhere. Only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Maybe not. And we could go through the church, right? Oh, damn. Yeah, it really got fucked up. My god, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. Someone gonna try and kill me again? Like, what the fuck? I'm nervous. Oh shit. Oh, oh shit. What's a big jump? You're gonna... Okay. I'm gonna do it safely. There you go. Boom. I mean, I'm not surprised that happened. I was gonna say, like, oh no, I can't get back up there. If I climb, it might collapse further. I'll have to find another way out. Okay. Well, let's climb the tower. Can we? Vines. There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. These vines go all the way to the top. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way out. Jesus Christ. I said we were gonna be careful. This is not careful. I can see all of Tasing from here. All of Tasing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. There's the mill. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. Damn. We're here. Hello. I wasn't sure if we'd ever see this fucking place again. god. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby. I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Oh, Magdalene, how are you gonna get out of here? What are these? What are those? Those roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. But something beautiful still growing here. At least we can go to the cemetery. Oh, and there's roses there too. Ton of roses, actually. These roses seem to be there. Yeah, there are a ton of roses actually growing. It's kind of nice. The cloister. Oh wow, yeah, it's all fucked up now. Can't go in there. This place is a mess. How sad. Yeah, that it is. Chapter house, huh? Anything in the chapter house? Oh, whoa. Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. What the fuck? The Dance of Death? Just for an inconstancy of death. Oh shit, wait, hold on. Are these... Is that the... Hold on, is that the cult? The culty... The Prior Frederick right there? Is this like... The people who... Oh my god, is that Caspar? Wait, look at that. That kind of looks like Caspar, doesn't it? Is that the Lord? Like the... I forget his name. Like Lord Farquaad or whatever? Then... Who died originally? There's some monster that got him. And Prior Fenric, like Black Goat. Is this supposed to be Guy? I don't know. Who are these people? Figured the paints can't be more than a few years old. Someone's been adding to this. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death, and why? These people, these look like people from town, from here. People who died. That must be the Baron. And that's Otto. Wait, this one's Otto or this one's Otto? Wait, is that? Oh shit, someone's here. Hello? Who are you? Well, that's fucking concerning. An abbey? Forgotten. The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the abbey. I want to get out of here. Yeah, me too, buddy. Let's get the fuck out of here. Snowing already? The almanac said it shouldn't start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. Should get back to the Wrath House and get to work. Alright. Oh shit. Someone definitely caught us snooping. Someone absolutely caught us snooping. Well, hopefully that doesn't lead to too much headache. We'll head back to the Wrath House and then paint what we saw, I guess.